I'm an old lady here on YouTube. Next month, I turn 25 years old. A quarter of a century, ancient, practically mummified. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm gonna transform all my wisdom into a positive and share it in the form of knowledge with you guys, because this here is some actual real life advice that has either helped me or is something that I have learned through experience, and I hope that maybe a little bit, some of it can be helpful to you. First is a study tip that I've only incorporated into my life recently, and it has changed my way of learning. Here's the advice. Assume that future you is forgetful. You know how 30 seconds after you write an exam, if you had to write the exam again, you wouldn't be able to because all the information has just left your brain? That's because your brain can't remember everything. So when you're learning something for the first time, if it takes you half an hour, 3 hours, 3 days to understand a concept, assume that just because present day you understands it does not mean that future you will remember what you understood. So leave notes to future you to help you understand it in the form of notes in the margins, little post-its, highlighting. Try to give yourself something to remember what you understood, and that way it will make it infinite times easier to relearn the thing that you had understood a little while back. Advice number 2 is that expensive equipment will not change your behavior. I am very guilty of this. I'm the kind of person who looks at Pinterest, looks at Instagram. I see some people with beautiful cameras, or I see people drawing with beautiful pens or markers or paints or whatnot, and I say, oh, I'm not gonna go out and buy all this expensive stuff and therefore I can't do any of it. No. Buying an expensive camera is not going to make me into a photographer if I've never taken pictures. Start with what you got. Third piece of advice is something that my friend told me a long time ago, and it has stuck with me forever. He was the kind of person that I would vent all my frustrations to, and I still do, and he's a very cherished friend. But one time he told me, Michelle, everyone has pain, and everyone thinks their pain is worse than everyone else's. Even within my pain, I can understand that there are some people who are worse, but you get so focused in your own head that you don't remember that other people are probably struggling too. Maybe it's harder for me to think about other people's pains because I'm a narcissist, but it's one piece of advice that I keep near and dear to my heart. If you're not pooping daily, you should be eating more fruit. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but there is something inherently weird about not pooping daily. Where does the food go? Your body just isn't that efficient. You're not converting 100% of your food into nutrients and whatnot that makes your body run. Some of it has to go out and waste, and you're not peeing it all out. And I have gone days without pooping, and it makes you feel awful. When you are constipated, it's awful. For me at least, there is a direct correlation between eating more fruit and pooping more often, and let's be honest, that feeling of, oh, I just pooped out 10 pounds, I feel 10 pounds lighter, feels awesome. If you're in that swirly space where your mind just can't stop thinking because you have so many thoughts going around in your head, write them down. Write them down. It helps focus your brain, clarify your thoughts, and honestly, half the time when I do this, I realize that I wasn't even thinking that many things to begin with. It feels like you're thinking 70,000 million bajillion things, and then you write it down and it's a list of like 7 things. So it can just really help calm it down. The other day, I had to take out a piece of paper and just write down all the things that I hate about my body, which is a terrible list to write down. But as soon as I did it, I stopped having this cycle of I hate my legs, and I hate my under eye circles, and I hate my hair, and I hate my this, and I hate my that, and I was just, I wrote it down, it's done, done. If you want, you can rip it up after, and it's good. Have a plan, share your plan. I learned this one in the context of work, but I imagine it works in pretty much any context. If you have a plan, if you have something that you want in life, tell people about it. That way if someone hears about an opportunity related to the things that you want to accomplish, they'll think of you, or at least they're way more likely to think of you. If they didn't know it was something you're interested, they're not gonna think, oh, Michelle told me that she wants blah, 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 and I heard about blah, blah, blah. Let's tell her about it. They're gonna be like, oh, I heard blah, blah, blah. Let me just throw that out because it doesn't relate to me. Have a plan, share your plan. God, I'm so full of wisdom. I got so many important things to say to people. I have learned so many darn things in the last 25 years. I could give advice for days. If you want another video like this, let me know in the comments. And if you never want another video like this, sorry, I guess. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more of my face, preferably not behind all my long hair. Can you see how long my hair is? I haven't had a haircut in like a year and a half, and it's really long and so beautiful, and I'm scared to get it cut because I don't want a bad haircut. Okay, okay. Thank you for calling. Bye! You're pretty. I think you're so pretty.